guys, so I'm back, and you guys are probably surprised to see Eleanor still here in the nursery. I did her whole box packing. I had sold her to a lady in Spain, and I had gotten her all packed up. The box was sealed, and then long story short, she's still available, and I put that in kind of the comment section of the description in the video, so this hopefully shouldn't come as too big of a surprise. But yeah, it's been such a roller coaster ride. But basically, she was all shipped up, packed up, and then I brought her to the post office to mail her off. And then the post office basically told me that they would only insure up to $650 worth of value. And Eleanor is obviously a silicone baby that is many thousands of dollars. And I just didn't feel comfortable shipping her with just that little bit of insurance. And then they suggested that I go to UPS and get a quote from UPS. And so I went to UPS, and they said that they would insure the amount, but then the way they described their insurance, it sounded very dicey. And so basically, you know, if something were to happen and the doll was lost, they would only replace the quote unquote materials. So for example, in the case of, you know, sending an expensive piece of art, they're not going to just reimburse the, just because you say that it's worth X amount of dollars, they're not just going to write you a check for that amount. They would only reimburse for like the materials, like so for the paint and canvas, which is, I mean, that is completely ridiculous to me, because like why, I feel like if you're going to pay for a certain insurance amount, they should honor that. But anyway, that's UPS's policy. And I didn't bother going to FedEx at this point. I was just feeling like super discouraged. And I just invested a lot of time just running around. So, so at this point, you know, I just didn't feel comfortable sending her off. And UPS was quoting me like close to $500 to ship her, which I think is astronomical and insane. So basically I contacted the buyer, and I said, look, here are the options. I don't feel comfortable kind of being on the hook in case something happens to her and insurance doesn't cover it. And I just said, you know, hey, it's up to you. Like, if you still want to buy her, what I can do is the only way I could do it would be if you pay friends and family, if you're willing to shoulder that risk. And I can, you know, mark it as $650 worth of value. She's in Spain, so Spain has I think about a 20% customs fee based on the declared value. So that would, you know, decrease her customs fee, but basically, you know, she would be taking the risk. You know, if something were to happen, I just can't take the liability of that. It's just too expensive of a doll, and then I would be out the doll and out the money in that case, and that's just too much of a risk. So I presented that option to her to say, you know, do you want to do that, or we can cancel the transaction and I can refund you your money. So ultimately she did decide to cancel, and it was just such a roller coaster ride because, you know, I had already packed her all up, and but you know, maybe she's meant to stay with me for a little longer, or you know, if there is somebody out there watching this and you would like to adopt Eleanor, I can only sell within the US. I apologize to those who are international who are interested, unless you are willing to pay friends and family and shoulder the risk of something potentially happening and shipping, which is, I know the chances are very slim of that happening, but it's just not a risk that I personally can take. So anyway, feel free to email me or message me if you're interested in Eleanor. The cost of, I won't disclose the cost here, but just know that her price is going to be higher than what's listed on Andrea's website for her, because she is one of only 2 Eleanors to be poured in like a very, more of a super soft silicone. So you can see just like her level of flexibility in her back. Her silicone has a lot more give than the regular Eleanor. So she's very, very special. She's only, there's only one other Eleanor who's poured this soft. So, and she's absolutely perfect. She's like really brand new condition. I've only changed her a handful of times here on camera. she's barely been handled. And that was really one of the reasons I decided, I would let her go, because there are new babies coming and all of that. But since I have her here, I'm not going to change her because she's already in her Christmas outfit. I am going to pick her up and just hold her for a second because, and yeah, now holding her, maybe she's meant to stay. I don't know. But I am still willing to adopt her out if you guys are interested. She's a dream. She's wonderful to hold. It's hard to kind of show like how flexible she is in the arms, but she's just, I don't know if you guys can get like a sense. She's wonderful. She feels really wonderful. So yeah, she's just got a lot of, she's not, she's solid in that it feels like she still has like structure and bones, but she's also just very, very cuddly. So really, really adorable little one. But yeah, full body silicone baby girl, and she's precious. She's just precious. She can take a, I think she can take a modified. Oh, you know what? I don't know if she can take a modified pacifier. I haven't really done a pacifier on her. I know she's magnetized, so she can take a magnetic pacifier, I believe. But I'm not really a pacifier person anyway, so I haven't really done much with her with regards to the pacifier. So anyway, guys, that is like my story of Eleanor. Like after I posted my video on Thanksgiving, just sharing that I was putting out feelers and she's potentially for sale, I got a few inquiries, and the lady from Spain paid right away, and I thought, okay. But I do know a lot of sellers won't sell to Spain because of the high customs fees, and sometimes buyers don't know what they're getting into. So anyway, it is what it is, but here she's back. I still have her box in the garage with all her things in it, so if she does find a new mommy quickly, I'll be able to send her home with all those things. But she's wonderful. And now that I have her here in front of me, I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should just keep her. I don't know. I'm going to go back and forth. And the main reason, like, there's nothing wrong with her. I still love her. I think she's a wonderful doll. But I just have been so busy, as I've shared with you guys. I just haven't had a lot of time for my collection. So downsizing feels like the right thing to do, and I'm glad to have downsized a few dolls, but still have more to go. Oh, and just so you guys know, let me go ahead and well, I'll do that in a separate video. But Ricky and Violet are also still available, so just to let you guys know that. But yeah, anyway, Eleanor is absolutely adorable. She's precious. So. But yeah, I would love to hear you all's comments, like those of you guys who have sold internationally. What is how do you ship a baby safely? Because it doesn't seem like you're really insured. I think a lot of artists ship their dolls and they don't really necessarily do insurance, because I think they figure if something were to happen, they can just make another one, and it's cheaper for them to make another one than to pay for insurance each time. And especially now I get it, because the insurance may not even cover the doll in some cases. So that's just very alarming. But yeah, I don't know, how those of you guys who are artists like sell internationally and feel comfortable doing that. I think it's when it's your own work. And I have sold some of my reborns. Like I sold my reborn. I've sold a reborn to a lady in Singapore, and somebody in Australia, and I've sold a reborn to Canada, and and especially for the dolls that I've painted, I guess I always felt like, okay, if something were to happen, I know how to paint, so I could paint another one, so I can kind of replace the doll from that perspective versus being out a bunch of money. So I think maybe a lot of artists feel comfortable with that, because I know that the silicone artists ship all over the world, and this is just totally normal. So I don't know. Anyway, well, as I'm filming this, I wanted to share some fun, exciting news. My husband and I are going to be taking a cruise. We're going away for a few days, and leaving the kiddos with Grandma, who's in town to watch them. So Oh, and I wanted to just, I hope you guys enjoyed the last video I posted. I know it had nothing to do with dolls. It's just a video of my son Ethan laughing hysterically when he's feeding goats. It was a video we took from a trip up to the Bay Area, Tilden Park, earlier this year. It's, I don't know that there are any zoos or petting zoos like that down here in Southern California, but oh my gosh, he loved it so much. And it's a video that even though every month I clear out my phone and clear out all the photos and videos, I've kept that one on my phone so I can watch it anytime. And I thought, you know, I should just share it with you guys on YouTube. I think you guys, even though it has nothing to do with dolls, hopefully you enjoyed it. I watched that video. I can watch that video over and over again. I've watched it dozens of times by now, so hopefully you enjoy it. And I know my son Ethan doesn't really get to make it into a lot of my videos, but he's such a delight. And you can see, even though he's, you know, both my kids are on the autism spectrum, but my son Ethan is requires more support. He's nonverbal, so but he's a delightful little guy. He's just such a sweetheart. So, so anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, thank you for commiserating with me about, you know, poor Eleanor. It's been such a roller coaster ride, but yeah, I opened up her box, and rather than leave her in there, I was like, I felt bad leaving her in there, so I took her out of her bubble wrap. So she's back, she's here, and I'm gonna, you know, I'll just rewrap her, you know, when or if she gets sold. So, but yes, only within the US, that's my rule. So my apologies for those of you guys who are interested in her and can adopt her. But she is one of only 10 silicone babies in her edition, and I believe, to my knowledge, there's only one other Eleanor who was poured in this like softer silicone. So she's just got a lot of flexibility and give and movement. You can just kind of see that, you know, how it's just very realistic. She's wonderful, wonderful. So all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Eleanor says hello, aunties, and you know, she's here to stay for now. So all right, have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.